Now that you've completed watching all the training on the various guides and workflows, you'll probably have come to the conclusion that it would be nice to create your own custom guide, picking and choosing the sections that you want. That way, you're controlling not only the information you see, but also how the information flows. In other words, the sequence or the order of the information. Let's go ahead and click on Guides, and you'll see at the bottom right a little button. Click New. And there's your option, Make a New Guide, and let's click it. Now, the one downside is that you can't mix guide types. In other words, there's guides that are Bible reference based, there's guides that are word based or preaching theme based or counseling guide based. Those you can't mix. But you can bring together different sections when they're all the same type of guide. So Logos at the top left gives you the option to choose what type of guide you want to create. Now, as we've shared from the previous videos, the two most significant guides are the Bible Reference Guide and the Bible Word Guide. The rest of these are pretty small, so you really don't need to create a custom guide unless there's a particular section you just absolutely don't want. But when it comes to Bible reference, this is the one that you really need to be thoughtful on. So let's go ahead and choose Bible reference and click that from the menu. Now, over at the right, you can see all the sections that are related to the Bible reference guide. Had we chosen a different guide, let's say counseling theme, you can see the sections at the right have changed. Let's go back and click Bible reference. Now, what I love about this feature is I can really be selective. Now, when you get to the Bible study portion of the training, we're going to actually create custom guides to make it easier to study along the way so that we're only looking at the information we need for each step of the Bible study process. So let's say we want to focus on just geography. Well, we need to go through the sections and pick those items that are related to geography. So let's click on the title, and instead of Untitled Guide, let's type in Geography, and then press Enter. Now let's go over to the right and identify those sections that can guide us to more information on geography. Well, certainly Atlas would make sense, and biblical places would make sense. And if we scroll down, we can look through the list. Possibly cultural concepts, that might be useful. Okay, there's our list of 3 items. All right, our custom guide is done. All we have to do is click on the X to close it, then go to Guides. Let's type Geography in our search box at the top. There's our custom guide, Geography. Let's click to open. Now, all we have to do is type in a passage. Let's type in Acts chapter 2. Now, the first thing I like to do is right-click on the first section and do Collapse All. That way, only each section will run that is opened up. Let's click and expand Atlas. Now, we've got 2 atlases from the biblical world, pretty handy. Let's collapse that section and go to Biblical Places. Now, we're doing Acts chapter 2, and there are a lot of places mentioned. So this is going to take a few moments to run. Let's look at cultural concepts while we're waiting. Now, cultural concepts, pretty much, as we can see here, are not really naming any places, but they are showing us some concepts, and that can be very helpful and may lead us to a place. For example, if I click More here, if we scroll down, we can see here T for Temple. If we click on Temple, now we can get to the fact book, and if there is any geography or media related, we can click on Media, and now we can get some information. So this one is semi-related and still can be very helpful. Let's click the X to close down that fact book. Let's go ahead and minimize the cultural concepts, and now Biblical Places is complete. Now, like I said, this particular passage has a lot of places, and depending on the number of books in your library and the speed of your computer, this could take a few moments. But here we have now all the places listed for us, the various maps, the various passages, and we can scroll through and work through each of these places. Notice that once you hit 3 or 4, Logos creates a list, and then we can click on those individual ones to focus on a particular part of the world. So I love custom guides for the purpose of controlling the information so I'm not seeing things I don't want to see. And like I said, once we get down to how to study the Bible, we're going to create custom guides for every step of the Bible study process so that you're looking only at the information you need to complete that Bible study step. Let's go ahead and click on the X to close this window.